Right, just been through the Cornish bees. I went through them and didn't see the queen, and then came back. I found her on the second sweep through. You don't necessarily have to see the queen, but it's always nice to see the queen. But if you look at down the front, what I've spoken about before, if there's pollen going in, then that means that you've got a laying queen in there. There's a queen in there and she's active, and they want to get as much pollen in there as possible for the new eggs. So it was just, I'm not going to open this one up again. I went through it, didn't see her, but I saw lots of freshly laid eggs. These bees are lovely bees, they're really nice bees. And then I come back through, I saw her, lifted each frame out. So I thought I'd show you this. So this is what the beekeeping's all about. This is what we, obviously what you want. If you can get the sun to shine through it, it's just like so beautiful. But that there is capped honey. That's capped honey. This has got a little bit more capping to do. So when it's like this, not quite sealed, there's like a shining nectar inside there. You can see that. So there's like a shining nectar in there, and the water content needs to be reduced down a bit. And what they'll do is they'll just flap their wings. When you lift the lid off, there'll be a row of bees here looking up, and they're just fanning their wings and doing their own climate control, where they're reducing the water content of the nectar, which will then reduce down to consistency where it then turns into honey. So, and that's capped honey. So that's that for good. So you can get cut comb. You just cut this out. You've got like a block of traditional old-fashioned honey. Or what I'll do is I'll just skim this top layer, very thin top layer of wax off, and then I'll spin it out. I'll extract it, as it's called. So it's like a centrifugal. And you just it's like a big old barrel. You just spin this out, and then it just flings out. So, and then all the lovely honey. But when I put this into jars, this literally, I just take that little piece of fresh honey off there, fresh wax off, extract it, and the jars, everything's sterilised, so the jars, I make sure they're sterilised. This goes straight in a jar. There's no other process. That's it. Obviously, I put it for a sieve for any loose legs or wings, but that's it. So that's what the beekeeping is all about. The Cornish hive's all good. Everything's happy in here. Everything's all good. So I'll just seal this one back up and leave them be. No queen practice cups, nothing. So that's all good, that one.